know he's holding this tight doorway. Nafe goes down, and now Kobe looking for the swing and follow-up, but all the information was there because of the clutch drone. 2 kills from RazaH Company Academy. They'll put DarkZero on their back foot. Down goes Flastry to NJR, as it's only him and Beaulo. That remains. Pambazoo finished off by STK. That means those toxic canisters, as good as gone. Ash of Perez dueling with Beaulo. He's good enough for one. Tossing out the nitro cell now is an act of desperation. Nobody is found from that explosive. JR still at full HP, by the way. He's waiting for the walk-in. He might get a good angle here, but he's giving his position away. He goes for the spray transfer onto live. Looks for the follow-up, taking matters into his own hands. A lot of time left, and now a drop as he manages to get away somehow. Basetto with diffuser in hands, now at the halfway mark. The 2 players from RazaH Company Academy watching from above. The Beaulo's just stopped the diffuser in its tracks. From above, Beaulo looking for the mark in the smoke. He drops, misses his opportunity, finds a third. Now he's on the ground as they both dive around, and NJR will get it. A baffling end to the round, but DarkZero comes out on top. My God. No way they won that. Teams do approach it that way, so when Nizami is on the board, you want to ensure that anybody who comes in through garage or even through the doorway that leads outside of the building, that goes through rafters, then connects to the bomb site, is held quite actively. Speaking of action, Perez was looking for the very first pick. NJR with shotgun in hand can win easily in a close engagement, but he has to take a guess as to how far away they are. Shoulder checking the door to see who all is there. Bullets will whiz by his head, and still very patient right now. Kobe taking a lot of damage. First one to die is Pambazoo. Those are the 2 entry players from DZ, both being softened up. Kobe's still alive, by the way. Nafe, the only member of DZ on the board, as Beaulo falls shortly thereafter. The advantage for RazaH & Co. continues to be quite high. Now with 1 minute left, they seemingly will reset. No, they thought they'd shaken NJR out of this position, and well, it's a body bag for Flastry.
STK from below does manage to finish off Kobe, so that's man advantage once again for RazaH Company Academy. 45 seconds, and the plant spot is open. They'd love to get to Pillar, but Wieskit's currently being held by Basetto and Electrical. How's he going to find a plant spot, and especially with his teammates going down?
NJR, the mayor, once again angling for re-election. Won't happen as he's choked out by Nafe. DarkZero only left to their British IGL. STK and Basetto, 3 kills apiece. Lineup not far removed. Absolutely no utility at the moment other than secondary grenades for STK. Nafe eliminating Basetto. The greater challenge now. Where does STK come from? Nafe just falling away, and he wins it with the shotgun out. What was that? 4 of DZ's kills in that round coming at the end of a barrel of a shotgun, both NJR and Nafe.
Attention back to Beaulo on the Azami. It's going to be a common theme for DarkZero this match and perhaps this event. It's going to be Pamba, though, trading with Live. They both kill each other, and as Nafe falls elsewhere on the map, it's man advantage for RazaH, leaving Beaulo all alone here on the top floor.
An ideal start for DarkZero. Last round, by the way, was non-stop action. It began at roughly the 2-minute mark and carried on until about 20 seconds was left on the board. It sure seems like this is going to happen again, as everybody on both of these teams are caught off guard from angles they were not prepared for.
Bomb site's basement, by the way. 6 dead.
Then why are they all fighting upstairs?
They knew they had to take down Beaulo. It was an aggressive extension out from DarkZero. They were committed to that roam. They had no way back to site, so they said, let's fight for our lives. And I think they're going to be pretty happy with a 3-for-3 exchange. They still got Goyo canisters down inside of the basements. A lot of soft reach from RazaH, with Flastry, of course, playing on that ram, and good time as well. They cleared through those bodies in pretty good fashion. So it's just this lack of bodies. If they can find these Goyo canisters, they're not in a bad spot for a push. They'll take their time over the next 45 to 60 seconds to set this up, and then based on where they're positioned right now, I think an EXO finish is the most likely.
1 minute left, and only 4 of the 10 players are still upright. Those Goyo canisters that you mentioned earlier being picked away at by RazaH Company, and JR took some damage from his own gadgetry, both he and Kobe. Quite low on HP. Cannot say the same for RCAC. Basetto and Flastry now, looking for an execute. Basetto will rely on Flastry for the coverage. He'll buy time with those flashbangs and expect one to rotate over through Exo, as you talked about. That's NJR, and he knows that the path forward is laid with trouble. Kobe swings on to Basetto. There was no coverage there, as Flastry was looking elsewhere, and he could have a good lineup. He wins them both. The down, and then following up as he just holds down the trigger. The way that they've approached this, they have slowly peeled back this defense from DarkZero, but I mean, DZ established such a forward and full frontal defense that there are a lot of layers for RazaH to cut through. Perez dies. Bad news for any of the gadgetry that RazaH Company were trying to find, because that's the IQ off the board. Only one casualty and 1 minute to go. What is this pacing, Jesse?
Yeah, I mean, it's an important pick. DarkZero didn't want to fight much on the top floor. Very contrary to what we saw in round number 2. They're switching up the pace often for Raza. Now what can they do for the execute? They're staring into control. That might be where the defuse kit goes down. Often you'll see it storage, but it's a little bit riskier. Basetto makes the decision now.
Well, he almost loses his life to the Nitro cell. All the while, Beaulo gunning down STK. DZ hitting their marks. No blood has been shed on their side, and a flawless round will be theirs if they can find live. As he looks for the follow-up. Can't do enough damage. NJR around the corner will seal the deal for DZ. And a flawless round for the North American team. Not yet. Look. Another minute, and they'll get them all.
Okay. It was the outer one that was still not getting shot, but... Good to get the inside ones, too.
Pambazoo leading the way through this round. 30 seconds into round 4, and DZ have struck first. Harass an early casualty yet again. Previously on the IQ, this time on the Thatcher. These are very high-value anti-gadgetry attackers that are no longer helpful for RazaH Company. Their job of getting into the bomb site gets significantly harder, and it was one thing that we praised them on in the previous round was how they were able to tackle all of the hurdles that DZ had set up in front of RazaH, and now, well, small stumble on one of those exact hurdles.
Push looks very similar for Raza. Once again, focused around connector and electrical, but with the IT wall staying closed, it's going to be a lot more difficult. They also previously had SDK downstairs with the Deimos. Now they're going to run Live bottom floor on the Buck instead. Live loves his Buck. It's by far his most played attacking operator, so not a shock to see him picking up the reins here. And, of course, the newest member in RazaH, he's been very good. He's getting picked up alongside Basetto for the summer offseason. Now, can he find any of these vert picks, try to equalize the man count? He's hunting, but DarkZero know he's below. And once again, be NJR, who starts off strong.
Well, if you pick the map, your opponents get to pick the side.
For sure.
DZ thought that defending was much better. Statistically, that's been true of Nighthaven Labs as of late, though this did have the distinction for a couple events of being one of the most balanced maps in the entire map pool. Another minute now burned off the clock, Jesse, with just below a minute to go. Kobe and Basetto will perfectly trade each other out. That's excellent for DZ. Maybe not so much for Kobe's KD, as he's sitting at 3 kills and 3 deaths.
It's positive, though, or even.
Admittedly better than what we saw out of a lot of the Montreal Major. Heavy work to be done by Live and Flastry. Live finds one on Beaulo. He'll have to find 3 more now, as he's lost his only teammate. A shotgun is prepared and ready as he's over on Catwalk. A second body put in the ground by Live. Another. Could he pull this off? It's just him versus Pambazoo. No diffuser in hand, so he'll have to take measures into his own hands, but a small shoulder peek is a little bit too much for him to handle. Pambazoo gunning him down with great reflexes quickly for this team.
Oh, and it just doesn't stop.
3 rounds in a row where Perez is the first to die. Basetto, not long after, is gone from this earth. Beaulo, the only one to die on the side of DarkZero. Flastry now goes down to Pambazoo. Look at DZ. They are fully roaming. And now they'll finally head down to the bottom floor bomb site. Another defensive round on the basement. And another upstairs roam from DZ that seemingly catches RazaH Company Academy off guard.
So the good news is you weren't shut down by NJR this round. NJR played no part in this round. That's going to be a big dub for RazaH Company Academy. Now, this was their worst round since, because they didn't even get to NJR. Pamba with a 3K roam, of course, being supported by his teammates as well. Beaulo and Kobe up there, but in a 2v4 now. Is there any chance of making a comeback? They got lots of time. Decent util as well. 2 smokes, 1 just tossed out by STK, and 2 flashes. But this positioning, especially with the Kiba barriers, they're not going to expect this spot from NJR. They're staring at the corner, but that's not where he is.
I might catch one of them. Oh, he thought he was able to finish off Nafe. He doesn't do anywhere near enough damage. From inside his office, the mayor, behind the Azami Kiba barrier, gets the final 2 kills. Panbazoo with 3, NJR with 2, and that timeout doesn't seem to have done much in the immediate for RazaH Company and Academy. You're not able to act on it. Great response by DZ. They fall off at the right time. And now DZ's spread out. They've assembled their forces in places where you don't necessarily need to be in and amongst the action. RazaH Company Academy will surrender first blood yet again. Another round where DZ strikes first. That's Beaulo to catch STK off guard. STK is the IGL playing a lot of front-facing roles, and well, his 2-6 scoreline will show you that he's having some difficulties matching up against the front line of DZ.
Yeah, good from Beaulo. I mean, he's maybe negative this game, but he still had a huge amount of impact with those Kibas especially. He's been kind of DarkZero's Azami specialist aside from 1 round on NJR. 40 seconds now. How do you convert down from this? They're again looking towards a control plant, but they're again in a massive man disadvantage. Perez down to NJR, Live down to Pamba. It's all falling apart.
5-1 first half. We talked about it. There's no real celebration here. If you see a team make this miracle run on their own map, staring down a terrible first half, and it's a second flawless round for DZ in just the first half. A dominating set of 6 rounds, 5 of which break in favor.
This position where he got stuck a good 6 months ago. He's on the same wall. If anybody remembers that game from the NAL a while ago now, but assuming no calamities like that end up happening, NJR is in a good spot to continue on his trend. The IT wall gets opened, no problems. Use a lot of util for it, but the breach still goes down.
A big loss that Panbazoo is off the board. I don't know if there's a curse with IQ as an operator, but she's not allowed to exist on this map, at least in this particular matchup, for too long. Same spot that we saw DZ patrolling is that rafters catwalk position upstairs. That's where Flastry was just playing on the Azami, a very powerful spot. Use those Kiba barriers to force your opponent to waste either utility or bullets, both of which give your position away. You can hide gadgetry behind it, making it more challenging to drone. Taking direct engagements because those Kiba barriers become very challenging, and you struggle to gain map control because of all of the impediments that your opponent throws in your way. Exactly how we saw DZ do it. That's how most teams tend to do it, and it's exactly what we see from RCAC doing. Just a little bit over 1 minute to go in the very first round of DZ's first attack. Oh my, and RazaH Company's first defense.
Cool idea. I don't think it would have made a hole big enough to walk through, but you might be able to prone through it and certainly be able to shoot the feet. Now they're going to be really funneled. They've got IT, they've got electrical, and they don't even have rafters.
This is where things go from bad to worst. Kobe eliminating Flastry. Beaulo dies not too far removed. Those shotguns that DZ used to such great effect are now coming in very handy for the Brazilian team. As the defenders now double up. STK goes down. Kobe twisting away. Doesn't expect Live to be so close. Nafe was sensational on this bomb site before. Will history repeat itself? He's on a different side of the coin. Tear strips through Live. It's him and Bassetto in a 1v1. Nafe loses the same way he won before, which was that shotgun in that position. Oh my, how the turntables as a bit of mobile cover and then fire away through it, making it very, very challenging to deal with. Looks like it should be some successful bandit tricking, and yes, it is. Same problem that was befalling DZ, or befalling RazaH Company. They do exactly it to DZ, as DZ get 2 quick kills, answered back by 2 from RCAC. STK and Paris having very rough games at this point in time, both of them playing in positions where they should be getting more than 2 kills each. On DarkZero, their main points of the spear, Panbazoo and Kobe, have not been quite as potent. I mean, Panbazoo's doing well, but it's been the NJR show that we talked about. He's 12-3. He's yet to get a kill on this second half. 2 rounds empty-handed. We've just hit the halfway point of round number 8.
And I'm watching live this whole time. He does make it back to site. He was a little caught out there inside of control. Didn't know where he wanted to go. Didn't know if he wanted to take a fight. He will opt to play his teammate after he takes a gunfight, misses some shots. So don't hate this decision. Couldn't get the cheeky pick, and now he's got to hold down the site to the 3 DarkZero. Lots of time, lots of soft breach, lots of positioning, and a blitz. This is going to be a tough hold. I mean, they've got a Nitro on live. They got the TCSG on Beaulo, recently buffed as well, so they've got the tools, but with an Animus Plant coming down from Nafe, how do you manage to pull this off? The angles are not going to be favorable, especially if DZ can maintain control over by cargo.
And Nafe will drop as you hear the smokes go off. Pick away at this barricade. One shield still remains for DZ that will buy them some time and some level of protection, but the way forward is littered with goo mines. That's a parting gift from STK. As while he was removed from the match earlier, the round he still leaves behind those spiny little treats. There goes a Nitro cell. It lines up perfectly, and it doesn't just get Nave, it gets Pambazoo as well, Jesse. RazaH flipping this round on its head, and Beaulo will clean up. Beard tossed over from Beaulo to Kobilax.
Kobe's Blackbeard professional debut as a bandit trick gets attempted and will be successful, but he dies for it. Pamba below, the bandit got tricked. He got the successful utility, but he also ends up dying to the Deimos.
That's 2 players now on the side of DZ, breaking double digits. The only 2 players in the server to do that. Pambazoo with 10, NJR with 12. The question that I'd ask before we got in here was, would we see Kobilax be deployed a bit differently based on the results that DZ had in Montreal? The answer is kind of. Well, things change on Chalet. Kobilax, a bit of trepidation now, is attempting to move towards the bomb site, or at least over top of it.
He's just a distraction, though, Parker. He just wants to pull their attention so they can start working to the site.
Once again, goo mines will be the big issue. A great counter to all of these shields. Flastry alone as well, up top on rafters. Looking to reposition. Nafe taking some damage. The Monty will begin to breathe down Flastry's neck, and he's completely blinded. Beaulo dies. RazaH is on the board. Espress gets one and then fades away. 1 minute left in the round, and right now all of the action occurring on the top floor, despite the bomb site being below it.
Yeah, Nafe has rotated up top. I mean, they do actually want to clear top. I thought it was a distraction, but it was more so just to get the enemy or his teammates up to the top floor as well. Pamba's holding down bottom garage. They have most of the top floor, with the exception of Live, who's still hiding in electrical. They should be aware of that. There'll be control plant once again. Can Nafe get it down safely here?
Pistol out, and there go the barricades that are separating DZ from their goal. Nafe is in, and with the shield on his back, he will rely on his 3 other teammates to keep things safe for him. Kobe dying at the hands of the SMG-11. Perez with his 2nd kill live, gunning down NJR. The Monty trying to get away. Nafe gets one. He's traded out by Flastry, and it's a 2-piece from Flastry as 2 whole other players on RazaH survive. What was a 4v4 ends in a 3v0 in favor of the Brazilian team, and it's a perfect rotation.
By far their best player on defense since the side swap. When DarkZero's problems really started, he's been absent. And of course, getting some good utility work. He's playing hard breach, of course, but as far as the kills are concerned, he's not really been here.
NJR hasn't been on a primary entry role. That's been Kobe and to a certain extent Pambazoo. Kobilax finds himself wandering in his nook, as one does. Not getting spotted, as one does. And then ultimately getting spotted and killed by STK, who's playing inside a conference. Now Nafe will die to Beaulo, and a very quick peel back from RazaH Company Academy. As they now settle in as defenders on this map, they are looking better and better. 4 rounds in a row for this Brazilian team. Looks incredibly likely. I don't know, Beaulo seems to have something to do with it. Doesn't do enough damage. You'll lose NJR now. It's just him and Pambazoo remaining. A nice fadeaway shot from Pambazoo as he tries to exit the building. Down goes Beaulo. Afflicted by that goo mine, distorting his view as Beaulo now rotates around to join up with the buck of DZ. Right now at the top of Fish. Pambazoo has to do double duty. Is he going to get walked up on from the stairs, or does he need to be a bit more concerned about this swing directly in front of him? Additionally, to complicate matters, Flash will give intel to the team. Pambazoo saw the head of Perez for a second, by the way. We'll take it. This clash is so powerful right now. Live giving all the intel needed to keep RazaH Company Academy in this.
This round's a mess. I mean, what do you do at this point? Staring at a clash, 2 players in the hallway. Good luck, DarkZero. In no shot is this going to be considered winnable. Flash with one to Pamba. Beaulo just in a nightmare. What do you do here, buddy? Bolo's good. I don't know that he's this good. He gets 1 for his troubles as Perez gets down. 45 seconds. He could choose to stall this and take a fake timeout, but after the last one wasn't so successful, I don't know.
Oh!
A second down, but the other guy got picked up. This is still unwinnable, surely.
Oh,
yeah.
If it wasn't for Flastry, that was becoming a bit worrisome. Not as influential as previous maps, but the key reason for that is how this map plays out. Only 2 of the opening picks have been traded off very quickly, which means that these have been isolated picks that leave a team at a serious disadvantage. Dave is in hot pursuit, by the way. Sees the Soulless, and as much as Perez tries his best, he's completely blind with no information. Nave does not get the opening kill, though Basetto does. As Pambazoo on that Deimos was trying to find some holes in this RazaH Company Academy defense. Couldn't find it. Oh, my. Live gets siege timinged real time by Kobe, and now there's another player there lined up as well. The Castle Flastry not too far removed. And you've got to go. You're going to be hunted down. A great swing from DZ. They've allowed RazaH Company Academy to tie the game, but now it looks like they just let them get close for posterity, I suppose. Basetto, the first player on RazaH Company Academy to break double digits, and he will need to pad his stats.
Basetto coming into this tournament had the worst kill-death ratio of any player for the whole season. He needs a miracle now, though, when the 1v4 finds the first. Lance starts with just under 60. But he doesn't get it done.
Very anticlimactic. DZ not falling to pieces. It has been roughly 30 minutes since the last attacking round, or the last victory for a team on an attacking round. Round number 2. As a side note, getting through IT is going to pose maybe a bit of a greater challenge. As you saw those Selmas go off unevenly, meaning that there is a metal bar that blocks your way in. And the only real way to fix that is to throw one more Selma onto that position, which might seem like quite a waste. You're going to have to crouch your way in, potentially vaultable, but you're not going to have the Monty fully extend and march on in, which is, in a lot of ways, what teams are looking for. Now I suspect the Monty will have to go over and just do a dry climb up the stairs of Rafters.
Yeah, I mean, also just having this open, though, for a storage plant would be nice. Kobe down as the first player, as Basetto inside a garage, and Nafe is in for a plant spot.
He's going to go for it. Unbeknownst to RazaH Company Academy, oh no, they do know! Nitro Cell goes out, Live collects his second kill, everything going in favor of the Brazilians right now. Now Pambazoo looks for the follow-up, Live with 3 kills. And RazaH Company Academy with their own flawless round to send us to overtime. Of this map, only 2 rounds of the 12 in regulation, won by attackers. Now that we're in overtime, DZ will be on the unfavorable side twice.
Harris doesn't think that's on. That drone will see him, though, and as he has to cross, he's punished hard by NJR, who's got only his 2nd pick on attack. That's a massive entry.
He had 12 kills 35 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Now he has 14. That is quite the drought. Kobe on the board as well. Kobe showing up as more support than outright offensive attacker as of late. With 2 players in the ground for RazaH Company Academy, those Deimos death marks are going to be even more valuable because there will be even fewer players to keep sight of that aren't being tracked. Great fallback right now from RCAC as they reinforce one of the remaining walls that were left open. That one leads to Rafters, and it will make the next minute for DarkZero a bit trickier.
Kobe ate a long-range shotgun shot, and he's sitting on 1 HP at the moment, so be a little bit nervous. Of course, any goo mine will down if it does tick into damage. Over by Aqua. This will be where the push comes through. It's the first time we've seen a push from this side of the map. No longer is the focus going to be on Connector, and Basetto wants to challenge it early, but he gets punished. Now it's a 5v2.
Very formidable round from Kobe. NJR collects a 2nd kill. And that's all she wrote. Another flawless round from DZ. NJR back in action. He took a bit of a nap, but he just needed to collect some energy for the more important rounds. Surely, Jesse.
DarkZero should know what to expect. It's even the same drone that they're stacking up on top of each other. And NJR's in the same position. Same setup, same attack. Historically, this has gone the way of DZ every time they've played it. What do RazaH have up their sleeve to try to change the result? That'll do.
NJR, 16 kills. A fantastic previous round. He and Kobe will watch from the sidelines for the next minute. As another is there for SDK. Pambazoo wanders haplessly into it. Kobe and Beaulo now to hold down the fort. Beaulo with one. Blastry as good as gone. You've still got some rings as there goes a death mark. Beaulo knows exactly where SDK is. It allows Nafe to get a bit more aggressive. But Basetto tears through him and live seals the deal. What was a very comfortable bomb site for DZ ends up with a precarious beginning and then free fall for the North Americans. We are going all 15 rounds of map number 1.
Again, Mute, Kaid, Bandit, lots being brought by RazaH to stop that from happening. So instead the focus more towards Raptors, trying to get a free pick on the Flashery, but he's been hard to find. Moving quite a lot, hard to pin down. They can't find him, so they're going to have to try to find some other advantage. Still down in bottom garage, trying to work a vert pick maybe. But no matter where they go, it looks like it's going to be Aqua. It's not going to be easy, and this will be read by RazaH too.
Look at the guns that are in the hands of this RazaH Company lineup, and I take those over the guns in the hands of DarkZero should this come down to a 20-second absolute outright frenzy. Blastry dies, though. Could that be the first domino? DarkZero were in control at the start of this map, but as Nighthaven Labs does, it tightened up, and all 15 have been needed. It is the map chosen by the Brazilian team. They right now at a deficit. DZ right now at risk of running out of time. 2 death marks for Kobe. No real urgency to get this diffuser down, and the smoke will swing. Those death marks, they go in the pocket of Kobe. Live dies to Nave. Beaulo in on one to take down STK. It's all up to Basetto with 10 seconds left. Pambazoo and NJR still upright. Diffuser in the hands of NJR. Also his gun. And he'll get the final kill as DZ survive a squeaker in map 1. They win RazaH Company Academy's map.
Top floor at the moment, who might get into that initial gunfight if RazaH want to go for the full clear. And I'm looking at their op lineup. I'm seeing a Ram. I'm seeing a Deimos. I think a full clear is quite likely here just based on what they're bringing. So we'll have to see how that goes if they can pin down Pambazoo. The initial focus is going to be on the wall. We talked about how important that was on the last map. This is kind of the only wall that has that same amount of importance. And look at this rappel. Barely tempting fate is NJR, and he does not get punished, but that was so close. If Perez was a little bit quicker, that would have been a free opening pick onto the ever-dependable anchor. So lucky for DarkZero that doesn't go down. This wall, are there still some studs down below? That's a bit of a problem, and they find the opening pick on NJR anyways, and the wall gets soft, so mission accomplished.
It's not studs, it's that it's still connected.
They got it now. Yeah, now it's just the soft wall, so they can work away with the pistol.
You got bullets, don't worry. It'll be, yeah. I'm sure.
Although.
Oh! Hey, what's up? What's going on out here? Uh-oh. And Nafe gets slaughtered.
That's a beauty.
Not exactly what they were going for, but I mean, it works all the same.
And now somebody's got to make some kind of a play on DarkZero to get this man advantage back. That's why Beaulo's upstairs inside a kitchen. That's why Pamba's making plays over around Fireplace. And they will get it down on STK, but with the track coming out, Beaulo, he knows his time is limited. Can he take one with him? No, he can't. Flashery gets the punish on that. And there's the play from Pamba. What an aggressive move up on the balcony. A little disrespect from Perez. He says, you don't get away with that. Back to a 1v5, and it's a flawless round to start off from RazaH Company Academy. Their current positioning, they're on the balcony, they're on rappel. They need to find some clean entries, and that won't be one of them.
First kill for DarkZero comes almost 5 minutes into the actual matchup. There goes Perez. Nafe might be dead, but his EDDs will still persist, which gives me a bit of buffer to DarkZero. Kobe right now is on a one-man stand. Watching Solarium, watching Bedroom. Live baited in by a kill from Beaulo. A second now will follow as STK hits the ground. DarkZero lost their team captain, but everything else is going quite swimmingly at the moment. This is a position now that we see Basetto in. Lastry not far removed. Being watched by Kobilax, but he's vacated the premises. A great fallback given where the bomb site is.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough round for RazaH to win, but I mean, they have some advantages, right? They're holding the defuse kit. They've still got drones, lots of util on Basetto, and they've got 45 seconds now to work with. It was 60. And as they clear through this top floor with their drones, they'll know that a lot of this is being given up for free. Cautious for the EDDs, not going to get caught off by that. This is going to be difficult, but if they hit some shots and if they can be creative with where they're pushing from, especially with that drone intel they have in the site, this is doable, but tough.
Still goo mines as well, littering the bomb site. As Basetto looks for a drop, toying with the hatch after smoking off the door, but Beaulo prone inside a back bar, lined up and ready for it. Flastry now, will you meet the exact same fate? Running out of time, Tracer over towards blue stairs. Down from library he goes, and almost a flawless answer back from DarkZero. How long Nafe was dead. They were basically playing as if the whole team was still there.
This intel's been really good for RazaH. Even on map 1, didn't talk about it much, but they often did have that intel advantage.
They've got to look at Kobe's back. We know he's holding this tight doorway. Nafe goes down, and now Kobe looking for the swing and follow-up, but all the information was there because of the clutch drone. 2 kills from RazaH Company Academy. They'll put DarkZero on their back foot. Down goes Flastry to NJR, as it's only him and Beaulo. That remains. Pambazoo finished off by STK. That means those toxic canisters as good as gone. Ash of Perez dueling with Beaulo. He's good enough for one. Tossing out the nitro cell now is an act of desperation. Nobody is found from that explosive. JR still at full HP, by the way. He's waiting for the walk-in. He might get a good angle here, but he's giving his position away. He goes for the spray transfer onto live. Looks for the follow-up, taking matters into his own hands. A lot of time left, and now a drop as he manages to get away somehow. Basetto with diffuser in hands, now at the halfway mark. The 2 players from RazaH Company Academy watching from above. But Beaulo's just stopped the diffuser in its tracks. From above, Beaulo looking for the mark in the smoke. He drops, misses his opportunity, finds a third. Now he's on the ground as they both dive around, and NJR will get it. A baffling end to the round, but DarkZero comes out on top. My God. No way they won that. I don't know if you...
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
As a former baby, I am aware of how long it takes for babies to emerge.
Most babies take... No, I took 7.
Damn, you're good.
I'm different like that.
Now, you know numbers. Is that good or bad?
Well, I came out all right, right?
Well, who's saying that? Pambazoo didn't come out all right on that side of the engagement, Jesse.
No.
STK just marches into main lobby. Down goes the Valkyrie. Kobe's posted up in his absence. But yeah, my point about Beaulo, he announced that he and his partner would be welcoming a child into this world sometime this year. And I think we can all safely say that we wish him nothing but the best. We wish them nothing but the best.
Yeah.
Frankly, all of them. All 3 of them. Or maybe 4. Maybe he's having more than one child. I'm not exactly sure. But either way, there is a very real baby buff. Nesk had it, actually, for a while. Cyberman had it as well. It'd be a scary thing for these teams. Oh, it's 6 kills through 3 rounds. What's the math on that?
That would be 2 kills a round.
Oh, my God.
That's the same as
Me and
NJR.
That's crazy.
Wow. Slightly fewer rounds, but still just as impressive and still having just as much impact as NJR was having on that first map. 5v4, though, trying to make this one happen. With RazaH having the advantage, DarkZero losing Pamba early. Good drones again in sight. This has been consistent for RazaH. Getting this intel into the bomb site has saved them late round at least once and has often set them up for success. Oh, convert play not converted.
Oh, I'm missing an opportunity there now, Jesse. Instead of eliminating Nafe and Flastry traded right off by Beaulo. All of these altercations isolated and happening in different parts of the map. None of this actual gunfire going down where we were looking over by the main bomb chassis on main stairs. One player from DarkZero now, West Main. One inside of blue. The numbers for RazaH Company Academy not getting much better. Macedo with diffuser in hand. Coverage is good. Every single player from DZ presenting themselves, finding their lives shortened at the hands of two players on RazaH Company Academy. It's live. Good start from DarkZero as well, and immediately the Ram of STK follows up on to Nath in the corner of Library. They didn't see him coming at all. Perez with another kill. Flashtree's been dropped. Live is bleeding out on the ground. STK still inside the Library, and we are 50 seconds in, and half of the server is dead. Do they know that Live has been dropped? Is now down on the main floor in the bomb site. RazaH Company Academy has taken control. Live might be retrievable. A nice play by Pambazoo from above. All on his shoulders. There really is a target-rich environment for DZ at this point. It's all up to Perez. Finds himself down in bar. Diffuser just out of reach. And he gets finished off by Kobe, who finally gets a kill. Hustle with one of the gunners on the side of RazaH Company Academy, but oh my! Pambazoo decides to check the window. He doesn't foresee Perez swinging, and another could be found too, as there's a drive-by from Beaulo, not finding anybody. But he's spotted for a second on the window. Pambazoo with a very mortal 5 kills, Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, as that happens, DarkZero, they all fall off the top floor. Beaulo falls back to Kobe. He was playing top with Pamba, but now decides that with his teammate gone, he didn't find that trade. He's going to have to go play this a bit more passive. It's a 5v4. Do DarkZero want to go aggressive and try to make something happen? They chose not to the last time they were in this position, and it didn't pay off, so maybe they'll be tempted this time around, and I think they will. Kobe lurking up Library stairs, but all of these air jabs are being set up because they know that he has the potential to do this. He's sitting on the staircase right now. He's got Beaulo just below him. They've not given up this top floor control yet. Kobe is just desperate to find an equalization, but I don't know if they'll give it to him.
Look to create some breathing room now on the backside of this bomb site. NJR might have just done it without any utility, just with his own gunfire, stopping this RazaH Company Academy from advancing to that position. Is he looking for a 4th round? And Nath takes matters into his own hands. Shotgun up. 2 players now on trench doors. Nath has lost his deployable shield, and there goes the fire. Nath is in a really awful spot. He is playing to die. He gets away puzzlingly, and with the shotgun out, we'll need to engage with the Capital. No, Live wins the peek around the corner. Now Flashtreee finds one, too. RazaH Company Academy in excellent shape, targeting all of these DZ players. Perez involved as well. Is that 4 kills from 4 separate players, trying to make noise or maybe open up lines of sight for himself. Focus from DZ onto that Library window is now all gone. Beaulo with his 10th kill so far. That's all he's going to get, as it's a jump out from the bathroom window from Perez. Finish him off. Nath 0-6 through the first half. He and Kobe will now link up inside a piano, as RazaH Company Academy have fallen off of this top floor.
Yeah, they've got intel. They know that this guy's fallen down across the stairway. They're going for the track as well. Pamba, seeing who he can find. Finds Live over by Library stairs. The Perez that they're hunting for. They were playing the vert angle. They were trying to find Perez, but he's managed to make it all the way back to kitchen. Now they should be able to track the Legion. There he is. It's been a real focus for them. They see him. He will drop all the way down to the basement, and so those tracks are going to be mostly useless, although he's still playing over here by the hatch. He stepped over towards his teammates to kind of get that to wear off, and now he's playing aggressive once more. Top floor has been almost entirely conceded. Live is playing Library stairs as we saw earlier, but otherwise DarkZero are being given free reign. They can take these next couple of seconds, these next 60, to plan out their attack, use their soft reach, get this utility going, and set themselves up to be in a strong spot to execute. Where's it going to come down? Probably Library snowmobile stairs. Could be wine still too, but it'll be their call.
I like the push and pull that we've seen so far. RCAC did an excellent job holding for a short period of time. They held the ground they needed. Now they've fallen back. DarkZero has matched that energy by being relatively quick to the punch. What a shot from Pambazoo. Though it was actually NJR who did some of that damage. Pambazoo credited with the kill, and now the advantage goes for DZ as they look for the first round of this second half. Bambazoo will drop. He needs the Blackbeard to walk on in. They have no information. RazaH Company Academy is retaken from above. This is an all-out scramble. They emerge from the smoke. As there goes the diffuser, Bambazoo and NJR will need to retrieve it, but Seto says no. A raucous affair inside of the bomb site, and it was RCAC just continuing to run away. Half. NJR's on a single point of HP, finished off by an impact, still retrievable. Both Perez and STK gunned down by Bambazoo and Beaulo. NJR's been picked back up as well. This is a triumphant entry for DZ.
Sometimes you just got to hit those. I don't know what to say. He had the perfect positioning, had the shots, but missed them all onto NJR until he does get picked up 5v3. DZ, RazaH, I should say, not giving up at this top floor. Flashtree still in Mez, live playing the stairs. They want to keep contesting. They know there's a minute 22 on the clock. They cannot just fall off yet. Too much time. It gives DarkZero too much of an advantage. And already with this massive man advantage that they've got, they can't afford to give up anything else. Flashtree now decides to give it up and is going for a bit of an aggressive play. He's headed towards the front door. Nobody finding anything yet, though.
Zero's just taking their time upstairs.
Yeah, they're not eager to get into any fights themselves.
I mean, I'm wondering if they're hoping that RazaH Company Academy gets a little bit antsy. Hope he's got some good intel as he sees the goo mine. But he can't really do much with it. There's the drop. Unbelievable that Live wins that. Kobe and Bambazoo in the afterlife. Beaulo will also join them. NJR still on a whisper of HP. He gets the kill. Flashtree trades it right back, and Basetto wins it. Mental battles at the moment. You can't just rely on 2 to 3 players here on Chalet. Off to the races, potentially. Very limited droning, as you see in previous rounds and now happening yet again. DZ is face-checking a lot of these angles on their own. Kobilax dies to an errant C4 from Live as Bambazoo takes out Perez. Neither team gains an advantage on that first interaction.
Tough game from Perez so far, obviously. Missing a couple of shots in the last round. This one, too. Going down to that entry player. Thankfully, though, they've still got some teammates up, and it's a 4v4. RazaH Company with 2 players up on the top floor, STK and Flashtree. The focus for DarkZero, though, is going to shift. They know there's a guy down here in the basement. They'd like to isolate him and grab a pick. Nave is so deep inside of blue already. Down here, it's going to be Live all by himself. There's no way he gets out of this, right?
Does Blackbeard win? What was happening there?
What?
My God, Live! He and STK. Phenomenal, and another for Live, potentially? No. Nave finds his very first kill of Chalet. It's him and NJR standing against 3 players from RazaH Company Academy. Nave has the diffuser. NJR will need to watch over him, but Brazilians, they have more players. They've got more bodies. They've got more guns to throw at this problem.
Good drone.
Great drone. And it gives lots of intel to Nafe as to where he can and can't go.
Refire kill. Right?
Missed opportunity. NJR will collect it instead. And Nafe getting closer to this bomb site. 2 players remain. A dock in the hands of STK. You know how dangerous that MP5 can be. They get the bees to read on to Flashtree. He swings, and STK absorbs an awful lot of damage, but ultimately comes out ahead. 3 rounds in a row on this second half.
To perform at a higher level. I'm hoping to see that in DZ as well to unlock the ability of these players. I know he also talked a bit about speeding up the pace for DarkZero. Regardless of how the pace has gone for them, it's not been working. It's not been translating into kills.
Oh my!
And when stuff like that happens too, I mean, it just gets even harder.
You lose Bambazoo, you lose the RAM, you lose all that destructive capability on the main floor when the bomb site is below it in garage. Now you've lost Beaulo as well. From bad to worse for DarkZero, as it seems, well, it seems like it's too big of a ship for them to right at this point. Great stank face from Nafe as he secures the very first kill of this round. And only his second kill so far. Through the 9 active rounds, 9 completed rounds, 10 active rounds total here on Chalet. Kobe still with just 1 kill through this map. Advantage right now for RazaH Company Academy as we hit the halfway point, and if they win this round, that's all she wrote for Chalet. We go to Consulate as the tiebreaker.
Yeah, RazaH don't have to do anything here. They know that they're in a power position. There's time on the clock, so DZ will be working for a pick, and this Warden could offer up his life. Flashtree wants to. He's on a ping, too. NJR's begging him to show him a sliver of his body, but he just won't. Here comes the flash.
This is an intense fight. Flashtree wins it. NJR throwing his life away. There goes Nafe as well. Kobe Lax.
Wow.
At the end of that round, stood still by the doorway.
Really only need 2 or 3 rounds in this first half to feel comfortable moving into that second with the knowledge that they can lock things down. And they've brought one of the newest buffed operators to this lineup. They've brought the Sens, which Basetto has now picked. Of course, if you haven't been following along in a while, Sens got buffed so that you can no longer see through those walls with Warden or through bulletproof cameras. That'll be very nice as they go through this 5v4 execute.
Unfortunately, still can't control exactly where those rollers go.
No, you gotta
Holy-olies.
You gotta roll them in a straight line to bounce.
JR died. You saw that.
Yeah, I mean, 5v4, right?
Scat.
No. NJR, some of the fewest opening deaths of any player in the world, which is crazy given how many rounds he's played on DarkZero. So that's, I think, his second opening death just through the last 2 maps. I think he was opening death round 1 of map 2, wasn't he? On Chalet. Yikes.
I mean, if you're looking at a player like NJR, you expect consistency out of him. Unfortunately, there have been some issues with other players on the side of DarkZero not showing up. If NJR doesn't show up, then all hell ultimately breaks loose, and you've only got 3 players, or 2 players rather, with guns in their hands that are capable of standing up to RazaH Company and Co. And it's funny that we actually talked about this on Chalet in the first half, about how you've got these 3 lethal players on DZ, and then most of them were absent on map number 2. The glorified trade as Beaulo eliminates Flashtree live as his teammates back. The numbers still favoring RazaH Company Academy for the moment. Now Nafe goes for a deep lurk down below. He's going to catch this Deimos. Is he? We suspect as much? No! He doesn't seem to be aware of it. It was Pamazu who was actually being tracked by that death mark.
Yeah, Perez, great read to know that there's somebody below him. Now it's a 1v4 as they just try to execute. They know where Kobe Lax is at. And it'll be a free pick through the Sens wall as Live cleans things up. DarkZero not able to lock things down.
It's because even though you used the grenades to dislodge them from that position, you still had full visibility, which is exactly what NJR was using. It doesn't matter if the grenade is there to move you off of the position.
Ow.
Nice shot from Beaulo as he does double duty. Not just cutting Basetto off of that wire. STK will die seconds later at the hands of Kobe. Beaulo also manages to keep that hatch down below intact by shooting away at all of the X-Cairo. Now it's a vault in to Zulu by Live. Will take some damage from a goo mine. And while Legion is an interesting place in the meta, the one thing that his goo mines do a very effective job at is giving you information. Sure, DarkZero heard Live's position and know for a fact that he's up by top yellow. So keep one of those remaining 5 players with their eyes set on that part of the map, while the roam for DZ is still going strong.
I wouldn't want to be Live right now. Alone inside Piano, there are 2 players on the top floor. Kobe was roaming as well, though he's fallen back to servers at this point. The plant still wants to go down to the main breach. They'd eventually got those bandit batteries. They have no smokes, but they're going to go for a plant anyways. Lots of flank potential and lots of nitro stealth still that could come out from DarkZero. They have multiple ways to win this round.
That's the first of the 3 adrenal surges as well that's available for RazaH Company Academy. The red underbarrel dot, as you see that laser dot on the wall, will give away the position of one of these DZ defenders. How close are they is the question. And what gun are you looking at? That could be a shotgun. It might be something a bit more formidable at longer range. Down goes Nave at the hands of Flashtree. Just a little bit over 30 seconds to go. Nice play from Kobe. On a much more familiar spot. Flashtree, though, taking no prisoners. Eliminating 2 players inside of the site. Perez is still there as well. In order to give Flashtree more HP, you could use an adrenal surge in these final 20 seconds. Rez, you need to use your ability. Kobe turned around the wrong way. Everything was going so well for DZ. And now Pambazoo will need to bail them out. A nice shot onto Perez. And he's got a read inside the bomb site as he walks backwards and guns down Flastry. That are maybe a bit claustrophobic.
Certainly, always a close-range operator you like to see. I know SSG runs a bit of Ella for the top floor on this map, but generally not a popular operator. Pambazoo trying to bring it back into style. Playing top floor with Beaulo again. This is how we saw them playing earlier. Again, the drones. That's such a strong drone to be having just at the feet, and it will deliver a free pick for Perez as he hits the pre-fire shot, walking still on top floor, knows the second position as well because of that drone, and he gets both kills because of it. Beaulo dies too.
Perez was sensational in map number 1. He picked up the pace in map number 2 and was the best player on his team statistically, and now he is leading the charge yet again. The big round from Flastry previously, though, fortunately for him, most of those kills he got were impactless. Perez can find at least one more. Put DarkZero down into a 2v4. They'll bode very well. It's still plenty of time for the Brazilians. Find their opening, as right now they're mostly assembled off-site. First death mark will go. Perez gifted even more information onto the Legion, who now dives away. Kobe somehow evading those bullets. Gets away without a single point of damage being done to him.
DarkZero lucky to be alive, even 3 at this point. The entry's been so good for RazaH. Now that they've got this man advantage, they've got to start converting into a plant. The fuse kit being held by Bastetto. He's 1 vault away from being in sight. Does he have the cover, or are they going to switch things up and go for server? Might be the surprise play they need.
Cannot let time get away from you. I think that's the biggest concern right now for RazaH Company Academy is you don't want to walk right into the waiting arms of the defenders. NJR with 1 kill. Nafe ascending the stairs. He's dropped. Next one up is NJR, who will assume the exact same position. Blinded on those server stairs, and now he'll need to go back down as the diffuser gets planted on the main floor. And live, overseeing the whole production.
But the circumstances.
Grenade goes out, and what a toss it is, as STK can use both of those secondary heartbeat gadgets, largely called can openers, for those that don't know the terminology. Open up a small doorway leading into projector. Now RazaH Company Academy will maneuver over towards the window. There's a certain dance that happens on this bomb site. So if you've got a Tachanka on the board, if you've got a Goyo on the board, if you've got a smoke on the board, which there's only one at the moment, it's the smoke of NJR. A quick rappel on in to console office, then you use the toxic canisters to keep them at bay. Now, one of the things that the attackers will do to give themselves a bit more breathing room is either do some damage from below, an Ashe and a Zofia, maybe a Buck, etc., or you want to use some firebolts from a Capitão, which is exactly what Flastry has done. STK, though, has found an opening in a different part of the map, and he's already got 1 kill for his troubles. Kobe fires back onto Perez. He's been the best player so far for RazaH Company Academy, and looking to exploit the chaos is STK. NJR solely focused, though, on that portion of the map. Bassetto in, there comes the dance, and out Bassetto goes, as the toxic gas will linger. NJR, though, has exhausted his reserves. No more gadgetry remaining, and with over a minute to go, it's a pretty big window for these Brazilians to get in and do what needs to be done. Not if you don't have the coverage, though. Dave picking off Flastry, and with a minute left, Bassetto and Live will take a different angle.
Yeah, surely we reset for a minute here, right? I mean, your push over towards admin was so successful. We're right in another gunfight, though. Kobe, he's been good top spiral so far. Leaves Live in a 1v3 to try to clutch this one out. Creeping into CEO, who does he find? NJR was just here, but he's fallen off the position. Playing around at a fuse kit, which has been surrendered top spiral as well. That's a tough spot to put Live in.
Got one right now at the top of spiral, guarding that diffuser. It's Kobe with super shorty in hands. Mighty strong gun. Live has too many angles to cover and too many shotguns that just the closer you get, the more damage they tend to do. It's just science, really. DarkZero wins the 4th round. Towards this top floor execute. Will need to be waited out as they've been popped. Bomb site isn't up there, though. Bomb site is down below. Bassetto eliminating Pambazoo. Well, he was living on borrowed time, Jesse. It was Besetto outside of the map to do the damage. Next up is Flastry. Searching for something a little bit more. It's DZ now scampered over the console office side of things, maybe over towards Yellow Stairs.
Nafe was just there, but he fell back to bathroom. NJR still in console as well as he starts to burn from the fire. Kobe downed as well to Perez. All of these players top floor, they managed to make their rotations back. NJR gets out of here, but Kobe doesn't. Now it's Nafe alone inside a bathroom. Are they going to expect a fourth player top floor? This might just be a rat play from Nafe that is their only win con at the moment in a 3v5. Watch out for Nafe late into this round. Rolo in the basement as well. Could rotate up spiral for a pick onto Perez. That'll be his late round play. Yeah, they've got no idea where Nafe is. That could be so dangerous. The only chance they have.
One Adrenal Surge with the time left. It benefits RazaH Company Academy. Oh my! They didn't know where Nafe was, and yet somehow they managed to make it work. Knocked ass over tea kettle by those Nomad charges, and now it's all up to Beaulo as the diffuser is walked on in, and nothing to be done. Into being broken elsewhere. Pamper's ready for this. Whoopsies!
Yeah, okay.
Would have loved to have seen Perez's reaction there.
It's very loud when you Amaru in.
Yeah.
So the sound cue, if they're nearby, they can usually respond.
Even just the sound cue, it's that you're also very vulnerable for about a second as you transition from your gadget to gun. I liked what they were cooking up in the kitchen of RazaH Company and Co. It seems like, oh, they might have overcooked it just a little bit. Mind you, that was a slingshot onto the top floor of a map where the bomb site is presently on the bottom floor. This bomb site was very narrowly won by DarkZero a couple rounds ago when Flastry seemed to have a clutch on his hands. Kobe goes for the vault out through Art, and oh boy, STK punishes him for that. Very slow and oddly paced round so far for both teams.
Nobody's getting away with anything in this round. Everybody's holding their angles. Everybody's making sure the shenanigans, the jump outs, the Amarus, they're not going to pay off. Beaulo punishes STK, though, so man advantage back being held by DarkZero.
Very oddly paced. Action separated all over the map, though DarkZero seems corralled towards the back of this site. Towards the break room / cafeteria area.
They're out of C4s. A plant could work here. They've got smokes, too.
Smokes, of course, on side of the attackers. Sam Cam's still up as well. Flastry's looking for an opening. He's managed to down NJR deep enough back, and there go those smokes. Cross will be watched as Flastry runs on in, and now he relies quite heavily on Besetto and Live to keep this one at bay. Flastry's no choice but to hop off the diffuser. Pamazoo's been dropped. Revolver's out. It's Live in a 1v1. NJR, who was dropped earlier, back up. Beaulo will just simply survive. NJR, man, the ghost of Christmas past, and now the gunman.
Good, too.
This is quite the shot for Kobe, who pulls out the grenade, and oh my, does an awful lot of damage to Flastry. Both losing HP. What is this by Live as NJR flattens two separate players on the side of RazaH Company and Academy. RazaH Company Academy. Or RazaH Company and Academy. The RazaH Academy. Give him the old Razzle Dazzle Academy. Or so that will have to be Besetto who does that, and he doesn't Razzle Dazzle anything. A sledge, you don't have a buck, you don't have an ash, you have no soft destruction as a main gadget, and you certainly don't as a secondary, unless you go upstairs and you put an exothermic charge on the floor. It's not really going to be an option if Nafe gets blown up with a nitro cell, though. And one of your two hard breachers on DarkZero is now gone.
And they're out of Selmas on NJR.
Pambazoo now dies as well. This is a problem that DZ has no way of solving outside of pugilism. They have to go and land these punches directly on the defenders, and right now, I mean, they're Live has all the time in the world to reload and hit two. Perez credited with that kill, and RazaH Company Academy wins a flawless round to tie things up. Positive player on the side of DZ at the moment. 4-6, 3-6, 3-6, 5-6. Those are not numbers you want to see. Beaulo's drawn even, though, now as he finds kill number 1. here in round 5. But he gets pounced upon by Beaulo for his second kill. Seto ends his reign of terror. NJR trades right back. DZ so proficient at playing close to their man for this round, Jesse. It's a hard place for RazaH Company Academy to fight out of. It's just Perez and Live, two best performing players for the Brazilians. You're hoping on any two players. On the orange team, it's them.
Somewhat close. They know there's a player over here top spiral, and they're going to try to distract him with a nitro and then swing the other angle. Perez, this will work, but he's hesitant. Still managed to pay off. He waits long enough for Pamba to look to the other angle, and from above, what? Live finds 2 kills and puts Kobe into a 1v2.
Kobe still has death marks, so you can isolate one of these players. You know where Live is. You're going to use the death mark on him, but you don't have any intel on Perez. So where do you go? Perez is on the other side of the map entirely. Kobe has the diffuser. This is a good spot for Kobe to be in, unless Live just kills everybody.
Live gets pings back, don't forget. If you're being tracked, Live knows exactly where he is too. Boy, heavy admin extension from Live now. He's confident after that last round, as he should be. Playing on the Goyo, Util already out, but it's his teammate Perez, the other positive player on RazaH, who will go down first. Nafe on the rappel managed to find that frag, and so that sets DarkZero up a little bit better. Nafe has defuse kit too. I mean, you'd expect maybe an admin side clear from DarkZero given what happened last time, but Nafe's got options with the defuse kit.
As the man left on an island in the previous round, Kobe Lax. On Deimos was wandering over towards the bomb site. Rough start for DZs. They lose Pambazoo. Live with the run and gun STK taking out NJR. Live just continuing to improve. Kobe fed a relatively free kill at the top of those server stairs. The jump scare for Live, but with that Vector, he could have done some serious damage at close range. Both teams back to even footing. 3-3 with just a little bit over a minute to go. DarkZero will find themselves in an almost impossible spot should they lose this round. RazaH Company Academy will move on to series point. On a map where, honestly, it's been almost anybody's game here. Consulate has been quite as back and forth as we saw in Nighthaven Labs.
And DZ gave us some hope with that first attack, but this would be 3 attacks lost in a row for DarkZero if they lose it. Kobe on Spiral, same position he was at last time. Nate's going to take the fuse kit over here up into the vending hall where Beaulo awaits. Can they coordinate this pinch with Kobe coming in from the side?
Quite a bit of damage that's done to Beaulo through the wall. He walks in ever closer. Kobe does not go anywhere. He's battling those 2 lines. Legion is the staple for these teams. And every single round so far by RCAC on defense. Dave walks in, he heads flash tree. Now the diffuser will go down. Beaulo, the only one still upright. And boy, oh boy, is he making his presence known. Seto isolated off of the site. As the diffuser in the hands of Nafe goes down, and Beaulo does it himself. First logic bomb will go off, but good defense against that as mute jammers are strewn about. STK being hunted down by that signal, and it's Bowl himself to get the job done. Bolo's playing on that ram, by the way. No mistakes made from DarkZero when it comes to soft destruction this time around. Kobe only using one of those logic bombs. Died. I don't think with the timer being what it is, if he'd have the second by now. It was close, though. Perez breaks double digits. He and Live now sitting both above 10.
Tough to give up the man advantage there. That kind of allows RazaH to just fall back and play the site now. I say that. 3 players are on the main floor, but they're all just by staircases, right? They're all in spots where they can fall back very easily.
Nitro Cell goes out. It does an awful lot of damage to Beaulo, but also gives him a line of sight down below. So when one door closes, another one opens, I suppose. Both those SAS operators that were playing on the main floor, the smoke and the mute, made it to the basement. Live and Plastry in good position to just hang on and survive. They've both had some damage done to them, but even close to fatal. Beaulo will now use one of those boogie drones above. Open up a line of sight over towards the position that Live is playing. Big concern for DarkZero here. Jesse is stalling out.
How many are there about to walk down Spiral? I mean, they're bringing the fuse kit here. There's 2, 3 bodies at the top. If you bring all these players Spiral, Flasher's going to eat for lunch.
That pump action shotgun, it does so much damage. There goes the flash. He retreats. Does he see one yet? There's a nade now in front of him, too. Good trepidation from DarkZero. They do not follow up on this, but they've pushed the smoke back, and now they're all dropping. They've completely changed their approach. Beaulo finds an opening walking in, and he guns through at least one. NJR dies at the hands of Basetto. Beaulo looks the wrong way. Nate with diffuser down. Pambazoo to cover. He's the only one watching, but there's Live, who just keeps getting better and better as Nafe is dropped. And the defuse kit is in the clutches of RazaH Company Academy. They move to series point.
I must have just imagined it and been delusional. Otherwise, I'd be imagining it and being Nostradamus.
Oh my. Pambazoo's having a rocky game, 3-10. As this might be the end of the road for him, not another round played, depending on what happens with the remaining 4 players. On the side of DarkZero. I actually don't think he got it. He did not. But honestly,
Pressure's high.
I was going to say, small things like that, I think, give us a very brief window in, and Perez could absolutely tear through them. 3 kills as Kobe and Beaulo die on the same door. Nafe and NJR, last 2 standing. It's been a great effort from DarkZero, but it certainly appears that they'll come up empty-handed. STK eliminating Nafe, and it's all up to the mayor himself. But competition's tough. And he's lost his bid for re-election. Live with the final kill, a flawless round to end map number 3. And RazaH Company Academy starts off the 6 Invitational with a massive win.
We lost we lost more rounds than we won, and that's not.
Usually you want to win more rounds than you lose, so you should probably do the opposite of that.
Yeah, that's the plan. Oh.
You gotta tell the guys to stop fucking dying. Motherfuckers just dying left and right, all over the place.
That was just one of those things where it's just, fucking shit looks good, and then game day comes around and shit don't look too good.
This shit looks solid, clean, then game day comes around, diarrhea.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, Chalet,
Yeah, it should have had Chalet.
Chalet was just kind of weird. Chalet was a little weird, but traditionally, I think we should have won that.
Yeah, that clutch was sick, though. I like that clutch. The clutch of Ruski.
Running around the whole guide, basically.
Yeah. Doing the whole reach around.
Oh. Nick was running around fucking the whole map. I was running around the whole map. It was kind of sick.
Yeah, you guys are doing a marathon.
Yeah.
Who do you play? You play BDS next, right?
Yeah, and they had a bye day, so they're sitting there fucking licking their lips.
Yeah, well, you're going to be sitting there licking their ass when the shit comes to piss.
Hopefully. No piss comes to shit.
Oh, yeah, sorry. My apologies.
Yeah, that's all good.
So you gonna be able to practice / warm up, or is the power going to be fucking
out? I think it's somewhat manageable now.
So what?
And the thing,
what happens?
So the way it works is there's you share power circuits with the room next to you, and so we 2 rooms scrimming, and it just trips the breaker.
Oh, the fuck!
So whoever next to us, it's like say for example, out of the 2 rooms, there's 100% power. We are taking 60%. The enemy team takes, or not the enemy, the other team takes 60%. So they trip it. So if they have less power, then we can scrim. And what happened, I think yesterday was we were trying to scrim while I think it's W7M right next to us, while they were trying to scrim, and the power kept getting fucking tripped. So they were like, "Fuck this, I'm not scrimming anymore." And then we were finally able to scrim.
You just keep running your shit so you can scrim.
Yeah, just DDoSing them, basically, just hitting them offline.
Jesus, that is awful.
Yeah, but it's managed. It's managed now because what they did was like they fucking unplugged all the fridges and shit. Some of our PCs are set up to the bathroom. Power fucking power socket.
That sounds safe.
And there's no coach PCs.
Man, you got to run the laptop or a fucking phone.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do they not have coach PCs, or are they just?
No, they took them out for the power.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind of wild, honestly. I've never heard of a hotel having that. It's a first. That's a late record.
Yeah, it's whatever, bro. It's whatever. Fucking lost, man. Fuck, man.
Don't do it again.
Yeah, try not to, honestly. But we got a point. We got a point, so that's all that matters.
Oh yeah, I forgot how do the points? I guess you get one for a map, 3 if you win.
There's 3 points in every BO3. If you 2-0, you get 3 points. They get none.
Okay.
If you 2-1, you get 2. They get 1.
Okay.
So we got 1. So we're above PSG Talon, below. We're also above BDS. Don't get it twisted.
Technically, you are, yes.
We're above BDS, so we're above Talon and above BDS.
I'll take that.
Yeah,
that's a dub. Dub's a dub. Chub's a chub.
Let's fucking go.
Where are you right now?
Don't worry about where I am. All right. Any questions?
Oh, I got one. How many fucking ad breaks are there going to be, man?
Exclamation mark prime in the chat.
There you go.
In the chat.
Oh, I told the chat that you have the butt plug hooked up to the sub counter. Anytime Bo gets a sub, the butt plug vibrates.
Yeah. Every 5 gifted, it makes me leak out a little bit.
Okay. The leak out is crazy.
Sorry.
Yuck. Now I'm pissed. I even fucking. It's funny until you said the leak out. That's fucking disgusting.
And
we gotta end this call, bro.
You gotta finish where you start, pal.
Is Lucas there?
No, he went with the to the practice room. Nathan and I went up to get out of our fucking clothes. We bring on or dishonor to the DZ name.
I like the old jerseys more. I'm just gonna say it.
Really? I don't.
I'm just not a fan. I don't like the muted purple. That's the part I don't like.
Shut up.
You saying you like the muted purple more than your purple, for example?
You said it, man. Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
Thought so. I thought so. You fucking hoe.
#nodes.